Does swinging 2 bats with a drill like this increase your bat speed and allow you to improve your power hitting and hit more sixes? Let's have a look at the research. So the answer to this question is ultimately it depends. And what the research shows is it has a different effect whether it's in your warm-up or it's in your training. The research on this topic in cricket is very limited. So what we do is we look at sports with similar swing patterns, so baseball and golf. And as a general consensus, the conclusion is as a warm-up, it doesn't actually increase your bat speed when you go out to play and potentially even reduces your bat speed. But if you include a heavy bat in your training leading up to playing, then it can increase your bat speed going out to play. So it's more common in golf and baseball especially, where you'll see players practicing with a heavy bat but also a lighter bat, which focuses on them improving their bat speed before they turn up to the game. In my opinion, if you're swinging 2 bats before you play and hoping that that's going to magically increase your bat speed, then unfortunately that's not going to do it. However, there's an argument, and I think a lot of the pro players don't actually use 2 bats to swing harder. They use it to loosen up their shoulders a little bit and create a nice feel for what they're trying to do. And if that drill is going to help you feel better to then play better, then absolutely do it. But just don't miss the point and think that by doing that, it's going to magically improve your bat speed. I actually think a better drill to increase your bat speed will actually be using a lighter bat. So whether that is something like a technique bat, which is obviously going to be close to half the weight, if you swing that before you play, that's probably going to increase your bat speed more than using 2 bats would. Then as well in your training as using lighter bats or heavier bats with power hitting specific drills, from an S&C standpoint, the thing we really want to focus on is rate of force development, which very simply is how quickly you can produce force. And for that, we're going to firstly want to get nice and strong, then we're going to want to get nice and powerful, doing ballistic exercises and lots of plyometric exercises. And you're also going to want to work on your movement patterns. So in power hitting, we need a lot of thoracic rotation, hip rotation. And if you're limited through those movements, you're going to be struggling. So rather than thinking the 2-bat drill is a magic fix to help you hit the ball harder, I would look at arriving at the game as a more powerful athlete first, and then potentially using that drill to get you going on the day. What we're going to look at quickly is 3 bodyweight exercises you can do to focus on different areas of power hitting biomechanics. And then I'm going to give you 3 different exercises you can do on the day of a game to fire up your body and get you going on top of maybe using the 2-bat drill. So if you've watched our power hitting videos before, you'll know there's 3 key areas we want to focus on biomechanically to hit the ball further. First one is the X factor, second one is tricep extension, third one is wrist uncocking. I'll link our full power hitting video at the end of this one so you can have a more detailed explanation of what they are. But here are 3 exercises to focus on those individual things. So for tricep extension, we basically want to do a pushing motion. And for that, my favorite one is going to be a pick push up. Take this off so we don't lose any audio. And starting on the floor, we're going to take our hands an inch off the floor, and then we're going to brace our core, and we're just going to push away. And that elbow extension in there is then focusing on our chest and our tricep to produce force. Now we could do this slowly in there, but we want to encourage a high rate of force development, so we're going to try and get from the bottom to the top as quickly as possible, like so. Next up, we want to focus on the X factor. So X factor is hip shoulder separation. So in our bat swing, we want to be able to separate our hips and our shoulders and then snap through. So for this exercise, we're going to need a bat, which I'll choose my neon bat. And you're going to elevate your foot on top of the box. We're going to take a step forward, weight over our front knee, back can come in towards your chest, and then our back foot is raised, which is going to lock in our hips. And then we're going to try and separate our hips and our shoulders. So we're going to turn our shoulders towards our knee. We're going to press, and in this position, my hips are square and my shoulders are almost 90 degrees angle compared to my hips. Turn and press. Big brace for your core. Try and keep your belly button pointed forward. In there. Really good mobility exercise to learn to separate your hips and your shoulders. And then finally, we're going to work on our wrists and our forearm strength. So for this, I like to do a mid-hand exercise. So for this, we're basically going to get on all fours, and then we have a very subtle but important change that we make. So rather than having the heel of our hand on the floor, we take that off the floor and we push through the ball, the mid part of our hand. Imagine that's your foot, that would be the ball of your foot. And then with this position, we're going to have a 10-degree bend in our elbows, shoulders back and down, and just lean forward. And just to hold that position is actually pretty tricky. And you'll feel it all in your wrists and in your forearms, and you can just hold that position. A really nice cue here is imagine you have a slice of lemon or orange or whatever citrus fruit you want, and you're just going to put it under the middle part of your hand, and you're going to try and squeeze out all the juice. And you're going to put a lot of force through the floor, and you'll feel it all around your wrists, which will enable you, when you come to the game, to have nice strong wrists, so you can flick your wrists and create that whipping effect to hit the ball further. So they are 3 different exercises you can do to improve your biomechanics, but what can you do on the day of a game, as well as a 2-bat swing, to improve your bat speed? So as previously mentioned, what we can do is we can perhaps take a lightweight object, such as a technique bat or even a blue plastic quick cricket bat. And with that, you can do the same thing that people do to create the feel there. Check I'm not going to hit any lights. And instead, swing this as hard as you can. And from doing that, what you're going to do is you're going to turn everything on in your body that needs to be switched on in order to swing as hard as you want to with a normal bat. So exercise 1 you can try, as well as the 2-bat swing, is an underweight bat swing. So that would be overweight, normal weight, underweight. Then the next thing we can do is we could do some isometric holds. So for that, we could use resistance bands. And for an isometric hold, why isometric holds are great is because we can get full engagement through the muscles that we want to engage. And I like to have any banded exercises kind of coming from gully. So if I was batting now, the bowler's there, keeper's there, and gully is about there. And then with this, I'm going to strike through and hold. All of this is switched on, hips are turned on, and then relax. Nice powerful strike, hold, and relax. 3 to 5 of them, and you'll be really turned on and engaged through your core. And then finally, this one looks a little bit funny, but it's a very good exercise to once again focus on high speed. This one I call a reflexive strike because we're going to drive forward, let the band pull us back, and then snap back again. So this one should be quite quick and sharp. And as you can tell, that one, even though I've only done it for 5 seconds, has got me fired up and going. So to conclude, the 2-bat swing might be a really good option for you, but don't think it's going to magically increase your bat speed. And I've given you a few really good exercises you can do there to actually increase your bat speed. And if you're looking for more helpful advice on how you can increase your bat speed and improve your power hitting, I'm going to link a power hitting video here, which is over 10 minutes long and goes through all the biomechanics so you can follow up and learn even more. I'll also pop a link in the description below for a power hitting program, and please like and subscribe, and I'll be back in a few weeks with more cricket specific fitness content.